Multilingual people, tell us your embarrassing stories. I look mixed. I'm full Cambodian, but I've been confused with being mixed with black. When I was 7, I went with my mom to her doctor in Long Beach, which is mainly Cambodian populated in that area. My mom went inside her doctor's office, leaving me in the waiting room. As soon as the office door closed, these two old Cambodian ladies start talking shit in Khmer, saying how she's a single mom, she's not, and how she had a black baby, and that's such a shame because she made my life miserable. They also said my skin color was ugly and I had a black nose, etc. I just sat quietly, looking at them, until one realized, oh snap, maybe she understands Khmer, and asks me, hey, do you know your dad? And I just replied back in our language, yeah, and he's at home waiting for us, and we have the same skin color, so that means yours is ugly too. Both of their faces dropped. It was great. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Visiting South Korea with my wife, a native of that country. I'm shaped like a lumberjack and have a big, red lumberjack beard to match. A group of Korean women in their 50s and 60s nearby were laughing and calling me a bear, which I found hilarious. So one of the older ones says, "Gom," to me as she passes by, and I start laughing. She makes that face like, did he understand what I just said? So I raise my arms and make a playful growl at her. She is horrified and starts apologizing, while her friends all cover their mouths and giggle, as Korean women customarily do. I love Korea. I wish people would say nice things instead of talking nonsense behind foreigners' backs. It's cute and funny. I am Norwegian, but was in vacation in London, was on the way out the subway and waiting for a lift. Standing with my girlfriend, we overhear two girls behind me talking about me in Swedish. That I understood. They said I was really hot and that they would definitely like to have some fun with me, and how my girlfriend was not in my league. After that, I turned around, thanked them, but added that my girlfriend was much prettier than both of them. They had some urgent business to attend to and decided to leave quickly. Cop here, I'm a white dude who speaks fluent Spanish. People talk openly in front of me about hiding drugs, having weapons, illegal things they did, etc., etc. There's no chance I speak Spanish and understand their slang because I'm white, apparently. I don't get this. In areas with high Latino populations, like where I live, there are lots of white and white-looking people who speak Spanish. My high school Spanish teacher's name was McGregor. Many Asians are racist, especially the Chinese. A white dude would never guess what they were saying in Mandarin. They say a lot of insults because they think no one understands them. I speak their language fairly well, and have taught a lot of assholes a lesson while bartending in Sydney. So I was living in Barcelona, dating a Swedish girl about 10 years ago, and I got really into studying Swedish and watching Swedish films and learning vocabulary and stuff. So we went on vacation to Portugal with her roommate over the summer, and we're on the beach. I'm listening to a conversation that they're having between themselves, and honestly, not understanding much of it. But then, in this moment of pure clarity, I heard my girlfriend say, sometimes I look at him and I just think, why? Oh man, I confronted her about it, and I've never seen someone turn so red in my life. My boyfriend and me went to Japan and stood out like the pair of hugely tall white folk we are. When just hanging out waiting to cross a street, a kid holding his mom's hand just stared at my 6-foot-plus boyfriend and said to his mom, "Wow, foreigners are amazing, aren't they?" We nearly died of laughter later. Overall, it was pretty nice. Most people didn't say any nasty things behind our backs, and when they found out we spoke Japanese, they became very friendly. I am Canadian, and my native language is French. My family and I visited Prague, where I had a hemorrhoid flare-up. Apparently, at least 3 other people in that grocery store knew French, because when my father yelled, "Jan, his ass is bleeding, he needs to go to the toilet," at least 3 people turned around with horror on their faces. Now we all have to live with that image. Most people don't realize that I speak Spanish fluently. I was in Mexico with my husband on vacation. We went to a restaurant. They gave us a menu with the side in English facing up. I flipped it over, and the exact same menu was printed on the back in Spanish, except the prices were about half that of the English version. I ordered our meals in Spanish, just in case it counted towards the discount. The waiters were a little shy, but apparently this is normal practice. I'm a white-as-they-come American from the Midwest. I absolutely do not look like I speak any languages besides English. You know, the stereotypical stupid American who thinks if I just speak English, really slowly and loudly, everyone will suddenly understand me. But I've actually studied quite a few languages, including Chinese, Mandarin, Korean, Japanese, French, Spanish, German, and Italian. I found the best thing to do is to keep a vacant expression on my face whenever people are talking around me, like I don't have a clue what's being said. One time I was in Seoul, just sitting outside relaxing. There were several Korean men standing around not too far from me, smoking, laughing, and talking, so I started listening in. They were talking about the fat, stupid stupid American man sitting near them. Lots of insults and making fun of my character, intelligence, and looks. I didn't let on that I understood a word of what they were saying. I just sat there minding my own business, and if any of them looked at me, I just smiled at them. When it was time for me to go back inside to work, I walked past them and, in Korean, told them that not all Americans were as stupid as they seemed to think. They jumped to their feet with an indescribable expression on their faces. One even bowed. The look on their faces when they learned I had been listening to everything they were saying about me was one that still makes me smile when I remember it. New video every day. Your like and subscription will really help my channel.